Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you how to be a communist shitposter on the internet. Step 1. Collect artifacts. This could range from posters all over your room, a bunch of Marxist literature, which you post pictures of and never actually read, to just a simple flag. Like I have in the background. Now, this part's going to be pretty easy, because it's obligatory to be a teenage edgelord to have such a flag. So, that's checked off. Step 2. You must be a consumer whore. You yourself don't have to buy anything, just make Daddy do it. If Daddy buys you all these expensive Apple laptops and iPhones, then it's his fault for giving in to the capitalist machine, and it's the capitalist machine's fault for making you bored enough to buy these things, and propagandizing you and shifting your mind and making you do all these horrible things. Step 3. Blame the capitalists for everything, including your own consumer whoreness. Everything. If something happens, if you spill your coffee, you blame the capitalist conspiracy for making you spill your coffee. Anything from just anything in your life. I'm out of Coke. It's because the capitalist conspiracy makes the cans this size. Or this lighter's not working. Damn capitalist conspiracy. Everything. You can never go too far in blaming the capitalist conspiracy. Step 4. You have to look at things like the USSR and China. Whenever someone brings up Stalin or Mao's genocide, you will say, oh, they weren't really communist, while simultaneously talking about how they weren't that bad and how Stalin built the USSR and Mao saved China. So you have to both praise and condemn them. Praise them when you're talking about the good things they did, but then say they aren't communists the second anything bad begins to happen. And you might think this is internal inconsistency. No. Again, remember step 3. If your logic is inconsistent, you also blame the capitalists. Step 5. Intersectionality. This is really interesting, because now you don't have to just pretend to care about the working class as a middle-class white teenager in the suburbs. You can actually ignore most of them altogether. All you have to do is think of some way in which the capitalist conspiracy is targeted towards minorities and women. That way, the entirety of the working class white man can be ignored, and you can say, well, those shitlords deserve it for being white men, so the capitalist conspiracy that all of them are responsible for it's justified in oppressing them. Step 6. Firstly, you have to always make sure you look for debates. But make sure you don't go to anyone who's actually read communist literature. Because remember, you don't read it, but it's the capitalist's fault, okay? You have to search for debates on the internet. Go to poll. Find the most extremists you can. And if they start winning the debate, or even a moderate starts winning the debate, shout reactionary or fascist. That will end the debate immediately in your favor. And if they attempt to criticize you, keep it up until they leave, and you have won the debate. Step 7. Remember that social democrats and liberals aren't leftist. The only reason that someone who advocates anyone who believes in democracy, social democracy, or a liberal, they don't actually believe in freedom. They're just the fake opposition to the capitalist machine, okay? So you have to say they are no true Scotsmen. They are not actually. But then you think, well, then what is the left? You own the entirety of the left. Make sure you understand that. The further left you are, the more you get to say, and the more you get to contribute to the discussion about leftism. And finally, revolution! You always have to talk about how you're going to be fighting in the revolution on the streets, even though you can't. You'd be talking suicide if the internet would be down for more than a week, but that's just the capitalist conspiracy. You're going to be out there on the streets fighting in the revolution, helping the urban poor. They are totally not going to kick in the door of your middle-class neighborhood and cut your head off in the event of a communist revolution. No, you're the hero. And you are the hero of the revolution. You are oppressed, but because you are oppressed. See, you are oppressed if you believe in this. You believe in this, and you can make yourself the oppressed, and you can tell other people you can tell the downtrodden, I'm one of you, let's do this, and it will end swimmingly for you. So remember the simple 8 steps. Artifacts, be a consumer whore, blame capitalists for everything, praise and condemn the USSR and China, Be intersectional, so you can ignore working class white men. Call anyone who disagrees with you a reactionary or a fascist. Condemn social democrats and liberals as not actually leftist. And revolution. Those are the easy steps to be an internet communist. Thank you.